morning. Good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is Wednesday. A couple of days into Ainsley's build, we're going to go and we're going to check up and see where they are with just a couple of days worth of building process going on. Also today we are going to do an interesting kind of a DIY, what I learned on how to work with some bamboo. If you've never worked with bamboo before and you thought, oh, it's such a challenge, I think you're going to find today's episode pretty interesting. Anyway, so let's go ahead and walk down the street, take a look and see where Ainsley is on his project. In day, I would say this is like day 3. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. So as you can see, there's some blue tarp that's around the worksite right here. Now, if you are building in a subdivision, and sometimes even if you're building in the province, a requirement will be that you kind of put some privacy fencing, and it's really not so much for privacy. Kind of is a little bit on the inside so people can't see what's going on the inside, but mainly so that you don't have any unsightly things going on in the community and you're a distraction to people in the community. It keeps the noise down a little bit, and it keeps your materials a little safer on the inside. So let's go ahead and see what's going on inside that blue fencing. Good morning, David.
How you doing?
How you doing this morning?
Not bad.
Oh. So what's going on here?
Well, we're just starting our first day fencing, batter board, setting out the column grids and everything else.
Oh, I see.
The ground seems okay, but it's we're looking at if we can get an excavator in just to move it along a pace. But it's okay, it's early days yet anyway.
What part for excavation, if you're going to do excavation, what area are you talking about doing? You talking about doing the whole yard?
The whole yard, but we'll start at the back and work our way.
Now, first off, you have to start with some stock bamboo. So there's bamboo everywhere in the Philippines, everywhere. I got some bamboo down there, I got some bamboo up here. First thing we're going to do, we're going to have to decide what size and diameter of bamboo that we want. Well, I decided for the Bahay Kubo, anywhere between, maybe 1.5 and 2.5 inches in thickness. Then when we slice it down the center, the half will make it about 3/4 of an inch to, I don't know, about an inch, inch and a quarter, something like that, for what we want to go up on the face of the bar inside there. So we have our stock, our bamboo right here. It's long enough that we can cut it in sections. We need approximately 104, 105 centimeters each length. So let's go ahead and grab a piece, let's cut a piece, and then let's split it. Let me show you how I do the splitting. Mary Ann, are you eating my bamboo? Or is this your floss? Are you using this for floss? Yeah, Mary Ann eats just about anything. She even eats coconut. Alright, so first off what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the end that was cut with the BOLO knife, and we're going to get it nice and square. And then we'll measure off from that, about 105 centimeters, which is from the bottom of the granite of the bar to the floor. So let's go ahead and do that. Then I'm going to go ahead and measure off the 105. Now I have one section that is 105 centimeters long. So let's go ahead and see how we can split this and get a nice clean cut. Now for this task, what I have to do to make sure that we don't have, even if the Bamboo is not exactly straight, perfectly straight, but you're probably gonna really have difficulty finding perfectly straight and symmetrical bamboo. What we're going to do, we're going to spin this around and we are going to look which direction, when you're looking straight at the bamboo itself, which is the straightest. Like for this one right here, if you turn it this way, you can see it's kind of crooked. Let's see if I can see the crookedness. Oh, like this. You see it's crooked at this portion. It goes out this way and then it comes back in. But if you take that same piece of bamboo and you turn it like this, a little bit in one direction or the other, you see it becomes straight. So what you want to do so that you have the least amount of gap between your half bamboo pieces up against your bar as possible, what you're going to do when you're looking straight at it, and you see the least amount of curve, you are going to want to go at a perpendicular angle, and we are going to slice it. We're going to split it at that point right there. So then both pieces are as straight as possible. When you fit them together, you'll have the least amount of gap, like I said earlier. Then what we're going to do, we're going to take our BOLO knife. We have a BOLO knife that's wide in the back, and it has the blade in the front. So the blade is just going to begin the split, but the wide section in the back is going to put the pressure on the bamboo and allow the bamboo itself to do the splitting. We won't be doing any cutting with the actual blade, just the beginning portion. So we're at that 90-degree angle of the straightness. We'll tap it, and then we'll just start going through. It'll slide through nice and easy and start splitting. But when you get to this node where the actual leaves come off of the bamboo, it might be a little tougher there. So it'll take a little bit more effort. Once you hear it pop, then you can slip down to the next node. It'll be very fast. And that was that pop. And very fast. Next node. Then we have one more node at the bottom. And then we have the bamboo split. We'll see. And it is nice and clean, you see. Now with both of our pieces of bamboo split, we can do a little fitting, and if it's too tight and we need a little bit more room, we can actually trim the top with the saw. So that one fits. And this one will fit. So as you can see, we still have a little bit of a gap inside here, but what we'll do is when we start securing the bamboo, after it's cleaned up and finished, we'll secure it to the lumber behind it, to the wood behind it. And we'll drill a little hole in each one, and we'll use a wood nail, and we will secure it. I still have to put a stud in the center. I have a stud in the top, and I have a stud down in the bottom. A wood 2x4 is what I'm talking about when I say a stud. We can nail it to those right now, but we don't want to do it now because we still have to finish this. And I have to remove the plywood panel here. I'll remove it. I will put a 2x4 stud behind in the framework inside the back so we have some place to secure the center. Then what we'll do when we put the nail in the center, we will squeeze these a little bit together, and I'll probably put a little level to try to get it as close as possible. But I think that'll work. I'm not sure the exact procedure, so if you are a bamboo worker here in the Philippines, let me know if I'm off base on this, but I think it'll work fine. So that's where we're at now. I just need to do more of the bamboo, do more cutting of the bamboo, and have a bunch of them like this. So the next step after all of our bamboo is cut and split and to the proper length, it's going to be a scraping procedure. And I'll show you that real quick, what I'm planning on doing with the scraping procedure. Now what I'm planning to do is with this new piece of bamboo that I just split, I'm planning on taking the same BOLO knife that I used for doing the splitting, and we're going to use it to scrape the bamboo. So we'll take this and we'll just take the sharp edge and we'll just start doing a rough. And what it will do, it will take the green bamboo off and get it down to the natural light colored bamboo up underneath. We'll do this for all of the bamboo from the top to the bottom. And then after all this is done, we'll do some sealing. We might do some light sanding. I'm not sure if they do light sanding. So if you are a bamboo worker, please let me know ahead of time what you would do, because I'm going to go ahead and do this on all of the bamboo that I have here. So it's in that stage of finishing. Okay, so now after working on this one just a little bit, this is the one I was just scraping. You can see it's still not this color right here, the color of the more, we're going to call this the more old, more mature, fallen pieces of bamboo that were out on the ground. This is more of was a live bamboo. It still has some of the green because it's still a little wet on the inside, and it will dry out. As bamboo dries out, it will go from this, even if you cut it and you do nothing with it, just from sitting out in the environment from the sun and the wind and the rain, it will start getting closer to this color right here. But this has like a sap inside of it. It has some type of a resin that's inside. So you really want to scrape it off. Now what some people do, if you see a lot of the artists who work with bamboo, they'll take the bamboo and they'll put it in boiling water. And they'll boil the water and it'll make all the stuff seep out from inside of here, and then they'll work with it later on, especially the ones who actually cut really thin pieces to do weaving with bamboo, and that's a whole different technique that we're not going to go into today. So anyway, I started here. All the wood has to be like this. After it's cut to length, it all has to be scraped down, and eventually it will be this size right here. I'm not really sure about sanding. So again, this is a learning channel. Everybody kind of pitches in. So in the comment section, if you've worked with bamboo before, and after you've scraped it down and you've sanded it before, let me know if you sand it, or if you don't, if you just use it from the scraping and then you do a finishing after that, let me know that as well. Now I did buy some finishing materials for this. I bought some varnish and I bought some sealant, some lacquer sealant. I plan on using that as well. So let me know your techniques about sealing this. Let me show you what I bought. So I stopped at Wilcon yesterday and I picked up some finishing building supplies for doing some protecting of the coat and making it like a little bit of a satin finish on there as well. So let me show you some of the things I picked up. Of course, I picked up some nails. I picked up various nails. I picked up 1.5 inch, 2 inch, and 2.5 inch, enough to get through the bamboo and to be able to attach itself to the stud, the plywood and the stud behind it. So I have 3 bags of that for different sizes. And then I picked up some paint brushes. You're going to need paint brushes to apply things like varnish and sealant on your bamboo. So I picked up 1.5 inch. These are 1.5 inch pieces of or brushes, 1.5 inch brushes. Then what I picked up is some, let's see if I can show you what I have. Oh, so this is good. Once you get things, the outside finish of the wood like you like it, whether it's a door or bamboo. I don't know about with bamboo. This is my first working with bamboo. So if you finish bamboo before, you let me know how you finish it. But this is what I'm going to try unless I get enough information from you after this video is posted and I get feedback, then I might change it to something else. But this portion is going to be a while before, it's going to be several days before we get to the finishing portion. So I picked up some lacquer thinner and some lacquer sanding sealer. So the two of these together, they're kind of like a 50-50 mixture with each other, is what you're going to use to seal your wood, so your wood doesn't have any bleed through. It will hold the stain or the varnish or whatever type of a finish that you're going to do after it. It will be nice and clean, and you won't have all the raised wood popping up after you do a light sanding on it. Again, I'm doing this similar to doing regular finishing of wood. Then I picked up 2 types of finish. I wasn't really sure which would look the best with the bamboo on the inside. On the outside, you would probably do something a little bit different for things that are up against the wind and the rain and the sun, something that's a little thicker, maybe has a shinier coat on it, which is similar to this stuff right here, this plastic varnish. Now this plastic varnish right here in the natural coat is probably what you'll find on a Bahikubo for the outside. But I don't really want it shiny, but I'm going to test this anyway, natural, and maybe we'll thin it out just a little bit. And then also what I got was this dead flat clear lacquer. If you want something that's like a satin coat, like what we used when we did our handrails for our steps inside our house, after you do the sealing and do the sanding sealer with the other products I showed you earlier, and you sand it down and you have a good finish and it's sealed, then you would use this dead flat clear lacquer on there to do your final coat on there and give it a nice satin finish. So that's what I'm going to try, unless you send me information that says I'm going in the wrong direction. The amazing BOLO knife. It has so many uses, and one of them is working with bamboo. So anyway, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do all the cutting. I'm going to do all the preliminary stuff, the boring stuff, the cutting, the splitting, and then the next preparation will be doing the scraping. So that's going to consume my time for the next few days, and we'll continue the pop-in over at Ainsley's build site every now and then to get an update on what's going on over there. I know it looks like a mess in here, and it really is a mess down here inside the basement. I have two projects going on at the same time. Where we are right now in today's video, in today's episode, is 2 days from when I started today's episode. We had things that went on yesterday. We had Christmas caroling practice. Christmas caroling practice. Yes, we had Christmas caroling practice here. It was for the Rotary Club, because we are going to do a Christmas caroling program to try to generate money to give to the needy, to those who will have a better Christmas this Christmas. So that's what we're working on. That's what we worked on yesterday, and it was a lot of fun, and I'll try to post a little bit of the video from our practice that we did upstairs in this. Today when I got started, I decided to put a pause on the bamboo. Actually, my gardener's here. My gardener's outside working on some of the bamboo, doing the stripping, and I'll show you what's been stripped already. Now this is where I'm at right now on the bamboo. It's out here drying, and it's sitting out here. I've got it turned this way because you can see these are actually pores. There's a lot of moisture in all of these little pores inside. I call them pores. I don't know what they're called, but that go the entire length of the strength of the bamboo itself, the wood. So I've got it like here sitting in the sun out here, hoping that it will dry. Because what I did this morning, I took this bamboo with a torch and I started kind of torching a little bit, trying to get it a little brownish color, trying to get some of the moisture out. And it was a lot of, this thing started bubbling up here, all kind of bubbling from moisture on the inside. So I'm going to try to air dry it and sun dry it a little bit first, then come back and start getting more of the natural color over here away from the greenness. I don't want to put it on the side with a bunch of moisture inside because it will shrink a little bit and I don't want it to crack and shrink. So we'll see what happens there. Now while all this is drying here, and Ponciano, my gardener, he's way over there by these security Bahi Kubo. While he's working over there, I got another project I can work on. Let me show you that. You're probably wondering, James, more plywood? Thought you were done with plywood, building the tiki bar. Well, the other project is consuming some of this plywood. And that other project is this right here. Remember I said I have to make a platform. I'm making a platform to give some elevation for the couch seats for the home theater back here, so that you can see the movie projector screen on that side of it a little better. So this is elevating up, around, it's going to be about 6 or 7 centimeters up from the floor. And then we'll set these on top of here. Now what I've decided to do, and you can't see it now, and I'm not going to pick up the couch and a chair right now. You'll see it after this is all completed, or in the stage where we're doing fitting. We have a double couch here. That's Ness at work on Candy Crush. So we have a double couch here, and we have a single. And I originally started with a double couch right behind it and a single over there, and it looked really nice. But what I found out that worked even better, if you take the double couch on this side, here and here, and this is a really big opening right here, and you take the single, and you put the single right here, centered on this one right here. So if you have somebody with a tall head, you're already elevated a little bit, but you can see in between them. So that helps out just a little bit as well. So that's the project I'm working on today. I built a frame. This is going to be the frame. This is just temporary here. It's going to come off in just a moment. I put this 4x8 sheet that's cut 170 centimeters in this direction right here. I put this on just for squaring purposes. It's just got some temporary tacks inside. And what I'm going to do is, when I know it's nice and square, I'm going to put the remaining stud supports inside the frame. And then we'll secure this permanently down. And then we're going to put tiles very similar to, not this, but this right here. I have spares of this tile right here, that Hapon tile. Give me a high five. Okay, thank you. Anyway, so we're going to put some tile that matches us here. And then we're going to put some nice edging, that plastic edge stripping that goes with tiles. We're going to put that on there, and it'll look very nice and finished. Well, the platform, the wooden portion of the platform is almost done. I still have to do this section. These are 4x8 sheets of plywood, so I use the 4 foot wide to go this way, and 2 4-foot makes 8 foot. So this platform is just a little bit over 8 foot wide here. I have residual or cut-off pieces that will fit in over here, and that's sitting over there, those pieces of plywood. Tomorrow I'll do that, because if you look outside, it's pitch black out there right now. It's about 6 o'clock, and Ness just called me up for dinner. So I will resume this tomorrow. Now, of course, this tile, just have an imagination, and imagine this tile just kind of going up to the next level, to this level right here. Tonight, what I might do, I might take the additional pieces of furniture and just dry fit it to see how it feels up here on this platform behind the couch and the chair in front of it. So anyway, that's it for right now. Well, that's about it for today's episode of My PI Dream. The project, the tiki bar and the platform for the couches for the multimedia room. So that's what we are working on right now. Remember, I need to get this stuff done rather rapidly, because I wanted to take my time, but we're having a Christmas party here, the Christmas party for our Rotary Club. They decided under unanimous decision last night during our caroling practice that we're going to have the party here. So whether that will coincide with our reaching 20,000 viewers and our tiki bar completion, I don't know how we're going to do that. I think we'll probably have a couple of different breaking in of the tiki bar down here. So again, that's it for today. We'll continue this tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, and finish up the platform. And then what I want to do is I want to look to see if I have enough of the tile left over the tile we have here. I have to spread it out to see what we have. It's a very common type of a tile that they sell at CW Home Depot, and my normal choice of CW Home Depot is the one up in Alabang. We might have to go up there in case some of the colors don't match right or something like that. Well, anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you haven't subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed and you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time, you have a wonderful and blessed day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.